Let's go to Aaron, who's an Arsenal fan. All right, Azza?
Azza?
Yeah,
is that your nickname?
How are you?
Do people call you Azza?
Not really.
No, I've never heard of that one. What's your nickname?
What do you mean? Your name's Aaron.
What do you mean?
Azza?
Is it Azza?
I just normally get called Aaron. As by my dad.
Az? You get called Az?
By my dad, and that's about it.
Right. What about your mum?
Aaron.
Right.
Yeah, your mum always calls you by your proper name, though, don't they?
Anyone call you Ronnie?
Ronnie?
No.
Aaron? No, Ron? At the end of it, no.
I've got called Alan before, but that's just because of people can't understand my mumbling.
Alan. Go on now.
Azza, are you a bit worried about this Arsenal squad?
Well, yes and no. Worried about the squad depth, maybe. I think we've seen that in the last a few games, really, where we've got the games coming in Thursday, Sunday. We can't really afford to play the same 11 every week, and it's showing where games like against this evening, where we have to make changes.
Mm-hmm.
Our B team isn't strong enough. PSV are a good team, but they're PSV who are in the Europa League because they couldn't get past Rangers. So they're a good team, but at the same time they lost to Rangers at home.
Yeah, good point.
It's just the squad depth, really. I mean, if you look back at our results recently, we've only scored one against Southampton, one against PSV at home, one away to Leeds, one away to Bodo.
Good team.
We should be scoring more, really. And then if you look back at through our fixtures, where we've had our good performances, it's where we've had a nice break in between, like the Brentford game, for example. That was 10 days after we went to Zurich, and 3-0 away at Brentford's a cracking result. And that's because we can play our full-strength team that are fully rested. But when we're going into the games one after another, that's proving to be a bit difficult. And our second string players, they're good.
Aaron, do you think? I know. Look, he's put together a really good 11. You know, Arteta, and look, it takes time. You need a few transfer windows. You spent a few quid, but there was an opportunity, I think, towards the end of the transfer window where you were crying out for a centre mid, and you didn't get it over the line. I think you was in for Douglas Luiz. Yeah. So I think they was addressing that they needed someone, and it didn't happen. Do you think that might come back to bite you?
I hope not. I think what Edu and Arteta are doing, which has worked and it hasn't, is they wait to get the right players. And I can understand that, but then we looked at January last season, January transfer window, where we didn't sign anyone and got a lot of players out, and that did backfire. But then they came around to summer and they made some really good signings. So I'm just hoping that come January again, get through these next few games, and hopefully, with a bit of luck, we can find some players to strengthen that team. So I think, like for example, if Partey gets injured, we don't have... Lokonga's not a Partey replacement. I think he needs to play in like a Odegaard position, which he can't do. He's being played in Partey's position, which isn't his position. He's just getting found out every game, which is
the wheels are falling off, hasn't it? The wheels are falling off.
No, not quite.
Nah, they're falling off, Az. You're done. That's it.
No, not yet.
Yeah, look, you got Nottingham Forest at the weekend. You lose that, and you know you're going to start crumbling down the table, end up like Liverpool.
But Aaron made a great point about scoring goals. Jesus hasn't scored now for, is it 5, nearly 6 games now?
Yeah, he's having a bit of a drought.
That's again. You want your striker scoring. He's been marvellous, hasn't he? Since he's been there.
What a player!
He's been brilliant since he's been there. Yeah, and these games between now and the World Cup, there'll be lots of ups and downs for a lot of teams, right? I don't think tonight's the concern. The concern for me will be second half against Leeds and Southampton.